These are the S's. So mostly goes in the order you'd expect. Sa. Just be careful with the second one. Instead of being C, it's she. So they don't have a C sound. They do she instead. Right. But then it's sa, she, su, se, so. So the rest is as you kind of expect. Right.
Sha, she, su, say so.
That's right. Sa, she is the one odd one out, and then su, se, so. All right, good. And we've been writing them down, right? I think so.
The hiragana,
Mm-hmm.
I have not been writing it down.
Oh, okay. I thought.
Oh, yeah, I have it
Was-
in my notebook. Yes, but
yeah.
I haven't been practicing in it.
Oh no, that's fine. Yeah.
But
At least
yes.
to have them down once, yeah. You can use them to check. All right. So first will be sa. So there's something to be a little bit careful of with sa when it comes to writing it. When you see it on the computer, so don't write this yet, but when you see it on the computer, it looks like this. So this is how you'll mostly see it. But
Okay.
when you handwrite it, technically, you're supposed to leave a little gap here. You only do the bottom of the line there. And it's just a computer versus handwriting font.
Gotcha.
But mostly you'll be seeing it like this.
Okay.
Right. Next, what did we say will be next in the set? Based on the pattern. This one was
She.
a little bit odd. But it was she. That's right. Okay.
Sha, she, su, say so.
That's right. Sa, she, su, se, so. Yeah, we'll be right.
She. Say. So.
All right, good. Yeah, better with the vowel sounds there. Right. She's very simple to write. It's just a backwards J.
Gotcha.
That's all. Right. And for su, do a line across here. And then you'll do a slightly curved line. Go down. It's kind of like parentheses. But as you do, you'll make a loop in here. And then finish off that line. Hello?
I'm here. Oh, I'm here. Sorry, I wrote it down.
Oh, okay. Okay, yeah. All right. So su wa daijoubu? Sound all right?
Daijobu. Daijobu.
All right. Daijoubu. Okay, cool. Next is set. There'll be a long line across here.
Set.
Short one up and down. Set. Good. All right. And then you'll do once you have these lines, you'll do a round corner. It starts on the other end.
Gotcha.
All right. Next is so is the trickiest one. Start with a short line, a little bit going up. I mean, this big kind of zigzag here. Then last, still on the end here, make a curve. That'll go partially back over that line. It's all one line, technically.
Okay.
All right.
Yes.
Gotten all of those then?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, cool. Then let's try some Yomurenshi, reading the words here.
Okay. So it'd be ase, asa,
Close. Asa, good. Asa, which means morning.
asa, morning.
Mhm.
Then it'd be osaki,
Close, yeah. Osa,
ki,
that last one.
uh, ke,
So,
osake.
okay, good. Good. Osake. So, O there is just as a polite thing. This is a word for sake, as in alcohol.
Gotcha.
hmm For them, right? Or I should say for us, sake is Japanese alcohol, but for them, sake is actually any type of alcohol. Like the assumption would be the Japanese alcohol, but you can also call biru, sake, wine, sake, technically, in
Okay.
Japanese.
Okay. Cool.
Mhm.
Cool. Cool. The next one
Mhm.
is ashi.
Good, ashi. So ashi covers, it could be your foot, feet, leg, or legs. They don't make any distinction between them. So I'll say foot or leg. Yeah. So for Japanese people, they say I hurt my ashi. When they try to say it in English, they might get a little confused because they
Gotcha.
use the same word for both.
Gotcha. Gotcha. Um, okashi.
Good. Okashi. Are you okay? Daijoubu?
Oh, daijobu. Daijobu.
All right. Yeah.
This
Okashi.
hookah.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Okashi is snacks. Japanese people tend to like sweeter snacks, but yeah, it could be any kind of snacks.
Okashi.
Okashi. Okashi ga suki? Ski?
Ski. Ski.
Ski.
Is-
Okay, nice.
Do you like snacks?
Yeah, do you like snacks?
Oh, I thought you asked me what kind of snacks do I like, but we haven't even went
Yeah.
over that. So why would I
Oh,
know?
yeah. The what kind will be donna.
Gotcha.
Donna okashi ga suki.
Don't
Yeah. So you got like,
donna.
okay,
Kashi.
donna. It's for what kind?
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Donna.
Yeah, that's right. Donna.
Gotcha. Bet.
Yeah. There's cookie, right? Potato chips. Yeah. Some
Gotcha.
okashi.
Okay, yeah. So we do know some.
It's a little bit, yeah.
Sushi.
Oh, sushi. Okay. Yeah, you could kind of snack on
Oh
sushi.
no. I was talking about for the
Yeah,
next
for
one.
okashi. No, that's okay. Oh, okay. Oh, yes, I see. Yes, that's right. Yeah, sushi is the next one. Good. Yep, and that's just sushi. All right.
Suki.
Yep, that's suki. Which what did that mean again?
Good. Oh no, I like it.
That's right. Yeah. You like something, right?
Is good.
That's right. Eat is good. Good.
Kusi.
Close.
Shashi Suse. Kuse.
That's right. Kuseka. That is a bad habit.
Oh, don't want those.
Right. Yeah. Be careful of those.
CEO. No. Sashi Suse. Seoi. Sei. Seoi.
This middle one. Sorry, I'm forgetting to miss.
Oh, I read the wrong one.
For example. Oh no, you're fine. Yeah. What is this one here?
Sekai.
That's right. Good. Yeah. Sekai.
Sakai.
Which means world. Okay. Sekai.
if I'm mute up sometime, it's because I'm hitting a hookah. When I looked at our last video, I seen that you was pausing when I was doing it, so
Oh, okay. Yeah.
trying to be more respectful. Osaka.
Oh, sorry.
It's
You
not.
need this one.
Is it Osaka or Osaki? Or Saki?
Oh, this one?
No.
Osake. Osake.
Osake. Okay.
That's it. Yeah. For the alcohol. Yeah.
Gotcha. Uso.
That's it. Uso. Uso is a lie, like to tell a lie. You can use it as a response when someone tells like a story, and it's basically like you're kidding, you're joking. You can use it that way. This one here.
Usagi.
Good. Usagi. Nice. And I'm glad you remembered the line straight with the tenten that changes hiriki. Okay. Usagi is a rabbit. All right. Daijoubu.
Daijobu.
All right. Yeah. Too nice there. Okay. So next, last time we learned some more verbs, some more action words. We learned some prior to that too. Since we'll be using them, this grammar thing here, just want to make sure you remember what these ones are. All right.
So, that first one is Kiku.
That's right. Kiku.
Kiku is to listen.
That's right. Got it.
I had to cheat on that one for sure.
Daijoubu. That's all right.
Nomu. It's to eat. No.
Close.
Tabaru is to eat.
That's right. Taberu is to eat. Good.
Tabaru is to eat.
Yep.
Miru is to watch.
That's right.
Nomu is. Oh no. To scuro.
Oh, the su, yeah, you have to kind of blend the T and the S. You know the word like tsunami?
Okay.
So, yeah.
Sukuru.
Sukuru, yep.
Sukuru is to make.
Good, yep. So that's to make.
Nomu. Nomu is to see or watch.
Not nomu. Miru was to see or to watch.
Oh, okay. Nomu. Speraito or nomu is to drink.
That's right. Speraito. Yeah, so that'll be to drink. Yep. Okay.
Yomu. I don't know the last three.
Okay. Yeah.
I can look for them though.
Sure. Yeah, I can give examples as well. See if that'll help, right? So we'll say yomu would be good. For example, fantasy no hon o yomu.
Fantasy. Say it one more time.
Fantasy. Yeah, fantasy no hon を読む,
No hon.
or it could be fiction の本を読む.
To watch.
Not to watch since we already have watch.
A, B,
Yes,
C.
to watch.
I don't know.
Yeah, 読む will be to read.
Oh. That was one of the new ones we did.
Right.
Got you. Okay, yes. Those I didn't get it. I wrote them down, but I wasn't able to like program them in yet.
Sure.
But I wanna try the next one. So it's two left. Saru, can you mind using it in a sentence?
Sure, yeah. Suru. This one is probably the trickiest one though. I'll say, for example, jogging をする. Or what else is good?
Like to
ダンスをする.
dance asuru.
ダンスをする. Yeah, this one's actually probably the trickiest one here. I'll say 泳ぐ instead. So for example, we'd say プールで泳ぐ. In the pool で泳ぐ.
I wanna say to read.
Yeah, what do we have left? So I got this one. Right, to eat was 食べる, right? To eat is 食べる. Drink is
to do.
飲む.
Saru is to do.
する is to do. That's right. Yeah. Yeah. So it's the most kind of open-ended one. So it comes with a lot of different things. Yeah.
Got you.
All right,
And
good.
Oyogu.
Good. That's right.
Is to read. No.
That's right. That was
F.
yomu.
It's to swim. I'm so sorry.
To swim. That's right. No, you're okay. Daijoubu. Yeah. So I was saying プールで泳ぐ is in the pool.
Sumimasen is sorry, right?
That's right.
All right. Sumimasen.
すみません. 大丈夫. Yeah, very good. All right. Yeah. So I guess, yeah, it would be good to just say them one more time, right?
Yes,
so
ma'am.
to eat was 食べる.
To eat, taberu.
Good. To drink is 飲む.
To drink, nomu.
Good. To see or to watch, that is 見る.
To see or to watch, miru.
Good. To hear or listen to is 聞く.
To hear or to listen to is kiku.
Good. To read is 読む.
To read, yomu.
Good. To swim is 泳ぐ.
To swim, oyogu.
Good. To make is 作る.
To make, sukuru.
Good. And the last to do is する.
To do, suru.
All right. 大丈夫?
Daijobu.
Yeah, and we can refer back to these too. All right, sounds good. All right. So the reason I wanted to go through these again is, there's some different actions that could potentially be your hobbies, that these would be connected to different hobbies. And it's great to be able to say your hobbies, especially when you meet someone for the first time, right? That could be a point of connection. Japanese people also often like to do a self-introduction when they meet people for the first time, and hobbies is a common thing to include in your self-introduction. Right. If we need to change any of these actions into a hobby, we do have to add a little something onto it. So for example, we can say like my hobby is swimming, right? You can't really say my hobby is swim, so you can't just say it by itself. You have to say swimming, or my hobby is reading, right? You kind of have to add that ing. The equivalent to that in Japanese here is adding koto on. Koto.
Koto.
koto means thing. So if you say, so when you're saying what's kind of equal to in English swimming, literally in Japanese it's swim thing, which would be oyogu koto. Oyogu koto.
Oyogu koto.
All right. Yeah, so that's just in case we need to use any of these to say what your hobbies are.
Oyogu koto.
Yeah, oyogu koto, if you want to say swimming is a hobby of yours. All right. Yeah, so what would you say are some of your hobbies? What you want to share?
Snowboarding.
Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, for that one we don't need to put it together with an action. Snowboarding already by itself. It's a full word. That'll be snowboardo. Snowboardo.
Snowboardo.
Good. Nice. Yeah, when you go to Japan, you definitely have more chances than in Arizona.
Most definitely. You only got Flagstaff.
Right.
It's not bad. It's not a bad ski resort though. I kind of like it.
Okay, cool.
Skating.
And what else? Okay, skating. All right. Yeah, so that's not too bad either. It'll be skato. Okay. Those are easier ones to kind of remember too, right? Because they sound similar to English. Right, so snowboardo, skato. Okay.
Oh no, let's change that to shopping. The skating.
Okay, sure.
The skating one.
Okay, yeah, I can still leave it up here, right? You can always choose which ones you want to include.
Okay.
Say, yeah. Shopping is kaimono. Kaimono.
Kaimono.
Good. Okay, cool. So, in order to share what your hobbies are in Japanese here, the word for hobbies in Japanese is shumi. Let me write that pronunciation here. Shumi.
Shumi wa.
That's right. So if you want to ask someone what are your hobbies, say shumi wa. Shumi wa. That question in your voice. All right. And then when you tell someone what your hobbies are, I'm just going to kind of say it in a list here. So shumi wa snowboardo. If you want to have kind of a linking word, you can use this word. Toka means, oh, my hobbies are things like this, this, and this. So it's just a good word to list things. You can just say toka between things.
Toka.
So you can list them. So, yeah, so snowboardo toka, skato toka, kaimono, right? Stuff like that.
Can we say that one more time?
Sure, yeah. So that will be, if you want to say what your hobbies are, shumi wa snowboardo. You can do them one at a time first, yeah. So shumi wa snowboardo.
Shumi wa snowboardo.
Toka skato.
Toka skato.
Toka kaimono.
Toka kaimono.
All right, yeah, that's all. You want to put it all together? You can say it again. So shumi wa snowboardo toka skato toka kaimono.
Shumi wa snowboardo toka skato toka kaimono.
Yeah, kaimono. Kaimono.
Kaimono.
That's right, kaimono. All right, good. Daijoubu?
Daijoubu.
All right, sounds good. All right, so the next is this kind of, I guess, script in a little way for a self-introduction, a typical self-introduction that you would say. Yeah, in Japanese culture, they like to do self-introductions more often, I feel, than we do. We'll get like in a new group, and then they'll say, okay, everyone do your jiko shoukai is the word in Japanese. It's kind of a long one there. Jiko shoukai.
Chiko
is the
sho
word.
kai.
Good. Hmm. That's the word for self-introduction.
Chiko sho kai.
Good. Chikou shoukai. All right. Nice. All right. So first to say, nice to meet you. I'll break this up a little bit since it's a little bit of a tricky one. So this will be hajime mashite. Hajime mashite.
Hajime mashite.
Good. Hajime mashite. All right. That means nice to meet you.
Hajime
Then to say,
mashite.
good. Hajime mashite. All right. And next is saying your name. All right. There's some different ways that you can do it, but the simplest one is just to say whatever your name is, and then des. Yeah. How would you want to introduce yourself?
I want to use two names.
Okay.
Let's say Cash. Kash.
Okay. Sure. Yeah. However you want people to call you. All right. So it'll be kashu. Kashu des.
Cashew des.
All right. Good.
And
Kashu
let's do Matt. MATT.
Okay. As well. Okay. Sounds good. And that'll be matto. Matto des.
Matto des.
Good.
Cashew.
Yeah, whichever one you'd like to go with. Yeah. All right. Yeah, I think both of them are not difficult for Japanese people to say. If one of them were more difficult, I'd probably say, yeah, don't use that one.
Right.
But it's up to you which one you like. They're both about equally pretty easy. All right, good. Then next is to say where you're from. In your case, right, we're from America. For Japanese people, that's already different enough.
Can I
So
say,
you can just say America.
can I
Sorry,
say
go ahead.
Can I say Los Angeles?
Sure, if you want to say that, yeah. So first we'll do the American one just because that's simplest, especially if at the moment, right? You're kind of thinking of introducing. So if you want to say I'm American, that'll be America Jin des. America Jin des.
America Jean des.
Good. America Jin des.
America.
Yeah.
America Jean des.
Very good. America Jin des.
Cool.
Yeah, people from any country will just be the country name plus Jean. So people from France are Furansu Jean. People from Spain are Spain Jean. Stuff like that. Right?
Okay.
Okay. Then if you want to say where you're from, more specifically, especially the city, then we can say Los Angeles, right?
Yes.
Actually, if you just remember Rosu, that's enough. They're very familiar with Los Angeles. So the short version would be Rosu, but if you want the full name, that is just checking the spelling here. Rosan Rusu. Yeah, so its nickname is Rosu, but the full word would be Los Angeles.
Rosu.
Rosu. Rosu.
Rosu.
Yeah. And then to say that's where you're from, you can use this keyword here. Shushin. Shushin. That
Shushin.
means the closest kind of way to translate it is hometown, but there's not like an exact translation, I'd say. So You want to say I'm from Los Angeles? That'll be ロス出身です。ロス出身です。
Roshu Shushin des.
All right, cool. Nice. That's a convenient one. they know ロス enough that they gave it a nickname. All right, cool. Then next is saying your hobbies. All right, so that's what we did before. You want to try saying that one again?
Yes. Show me why. Snowburo toka kamono.
Okay, 買い物。スノーボードとか買い物。Yeah, just be careful with that 買い sound there.
Oh, kaimono.
Good. 買い物. All right, good. Nice. Yeah, depending on the situation, you might also want to include like job. I don't know if there's something you want to say as far as job.
Yeah, I do like when I do go to Japan, I want to do not want to do, but I'm doing like fashion, garment manufacturing, and design.
Oh, cool.
So like fashion and garment manufacturing.
Okay, yeah, can do that. Maybe that would go before hobbies, actually. Let me switch it around. Let me say it all together, I mean. Okay. All right. So, work is going to be 仕事. That's the word for work. 仕事. 仕事. And then
Shigoto.
say は. Good. 仕事は fashion for fashion. Fashion. です. All right.
Shigoto wa fashion desu.
Perfect. Yeah. 仕事は fashion です. Right.
How do you say stocks as well? I do fashion and stocks.
Okay. Yeah. That is 株. Kabu is stocks. Let me see if there's any sort of special term for working in stocks. Don't see anything obvious. So we'll say, yeah, we can just do kabu then, right? So shigoto wa kabu is the word for socks. Kabu. Yes.
Shigoto wa kubo desu. Shigoto wa kobu desu.
Yeah, kabu desu.
Kabu desu.
All right.
You mind saying it one time for me?
Sure. 仕事はカブです.
Shigoto wa kabu desu.
All right. Cool. Then we already covered hobbies. Yeah, I'd probably say that's the second to last thing. All right. And then last is just to finish off your introduction. We don't have an exact translation to this in English. I kind of translate as like, I look forward to working with you. But really, it's just an important phrase in Japanese culture to finish off your introduction for the first time. Right, and that'll be どうぞ. Yeah, it's kind of a long one here. So どうぞ, the first part, and then よろしく. どうぞよろしく.
Dozo yoroshiku.
Good.
Dozo yoroshiku.
Good. どうぞよろしく.
Dozo yoroshiku.
Yeah, that one could be a little shorter. All right, nice. And that's, just to finish off your introduction. All right. 大丈夫?
大丈夫.
All right, cool. So I like to run through all of it together, kind of get used to having it all together here, right? So first to say, nice to meet you. Would you like me to say it again for you to copy or try on your own?
If I can just follow behind.
Sure. Okay. So first, for nice to meet you, that's hajime mashite.
Hajime mashite.
Good. And I'll go with kashu desu.
Kashu desu.
Amerikajin desu.
Amerikajin desu.
Rosu shushin desu.
Roshu shushin desu.
Yeah, probably the nickname. It's easier there, right? Okay. Then we have for your work, shigoto wa fashion desu.
Shigoto wa fashion desu.
趣味はスノーボードとか買い物。
One more time.
Sure, yeah. 趣味はスノーボードとか買い物。
趣味はスノーボードとか買い物。
Wait, that's 買い物。
趣味はスノーボードとか買い物。
That's right, 買い物. Yeah. Yeah, is there a way that I could spell that would help you to remember the kite? Either way. Or is that okay with the K-Y-E?
Yeah, I'll get used to it. That's good.
Okay. Yeah, because I think of like buy, rye, that kind of.
Gotcha.
To remember the
I
sound.
Kai.
買い物.
This.
Okay, good. All right, and the last is どうぞよろしく.
どうぞよろしく.
Very nice. All right.
Thank you.
大丈夫? Yeah, of course.
Don't. Sorry. どうも大丈夫.
どうも. Yeah, you're welcome. Okay, good. All right. So then I was thinking I will do my self-introduction, kind of demonstrate right what it would look like all together, and also to check a little bit on your listening, right? Mostly for the shumi, hobbies part.
Okay.
See if you can tell my shumi, my hobbies, right? I didn't include work in here, so yeah, we'll just not include that part, right? So I would say, はじめまして、リリアです。アメリカ人です。アリゾナ州出身です。趣味は本を読むこととか YouTube を見ることです。どうぞよろしく。Right. Yep, so all together, kind of looks like that. That sort of flow.
Gotcha. You went kind of fast on the hobbies though.
Oh, okay, sure. Yeah, I can say just that part again. Yeah. So 趣味は本を読むこととか
Reading?
That's right, good.
Is yomu.
That's right, yeah. Reading is yomu. Yeah, so, or read is yomu, and then to make it reading, I said yomu koto. Yeah, so in my case, I used the koto.
Okay.
Yomu koto. And then my other one was YouTube を見ること.
Say the last part one more time.
Sure, yeah. YouTube を見ること.
Miru.
Miru, yeah. So miru is what?
To watch.
That's right, watch, yeah. So I didn't guess then what YouTube might be.
YouTube. You like to watch YouTube?
Yeah, that's YouTube. That's right, yeah. That's right.
Gotcha.
Okay, good.
So you like to read and watch YouTube?
Yeah, that's what I chose for my hobbies here. All right.
And you're from Arizona?
Yeah, I'd say so now. I guess if I wanted to be more accurate historically, I guess I'd say tekisasu shu. Shin desu. You know, a little more of my life in Texas.
Oh, I was gonna say Texas. Okay, cool.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
What part of Texas?
Austin.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. All right, nice. Yeah, so this definitely great to practice anytime you meet someone for the first time. Good kind of springboard, right? To be able to talk. Yeah. Okay, cool.
Get my practice on.
Nice. All right. Then next, you can practice this. Okay, just kind of questions about likes and dislikes. So we've done a bit of practice kind of like this. This is now talking about stuff that could be hobbies. So that's the thing to kind of add on here, right? Okay. So to check, when asked kind of like if you like something or not, what are the ways that you can respond? Or I'd ask you, do you like?
Daisuki.
Good, daisuki.
I really like.
Good.
Ski is I like.
Good. Yeah.
I'm gonna have to go back on this one. I don't.
Yeah, you're fine. Can you hint that it's a repeating one? Yeah. Can you kind of remember?
Amari ski jane.
Okay, good. Amari ski janai is I don't really like it.
And okay, that was the one I didn't know. Mama.
But mama, that's okay. Mama is
It's
that
so.
okay? Yeah, it's so exactly.
And then
The repeating one.
I hate it is kaere.
Oh yeah, it's kirai.
Kirai. I hate it.
Okay. All right, nice. As you go through, first we'll check that you're okay with the meaning, and then answer how you feel about these, right? So my first question to you is, taberu koto ga suki?
Do you like to eat?
Yeah, that's right.
Koto?
That makes it, yeah, I guess. It's like, do you like eating?
Oh, do you like
in Japanese?
eating?
There's not a just, but yeah, the two, I guess.
Koto is the
like
the thing. Thinking.
That's right. That's the thing part. Yeah. Do you like each thing as a hobby?
Got you. Do I like eating?
Yeah. Going out to eat.
Mama.
Okay.
Oh, is that going out to eat?
I guess it's kind of implied, but yeah, it is just kind of if you like eating, eating food in general. Yeah, it's not really your thing necessarily. Okay, cool. Right. And next I have eiga o miru koto ga suki.
You like movies or reading?
Yeah, it's one of those. This is miru, so that will be.
Oh, do you like to watch movies?
That's right. Yeah, do you like watching movies?
I know it. Eiga.
Good. That's right. Eiga was movies. Yep. So eiga o miru koto ga suki?
Mama.
Okay. All right. Next is tenisu o suru koto ga suki?
Do I like to play tennis?
That's right. Yeah, you like playing tennis.
Ski.
Okay, ski. All right. Then we have non-fiction o yomu koto ga suki?
Do I like to read nonfiction?
That's right.
Ski. right now, The Richest Man of Babylon.
Okay. Maybe I've heard of that. Yeah.
It's like
It's like
a
finance it.
yeah, exactly. Finance.
Mm-hmm. Finance it. Okay. Yeah.
But it's like and then I also read one of my favorite book is The Alchemist.
Oh, okay.
I like that
Yeah.
one a lot.
It's Okay, cool. Yeah, that's on my to read list.
Yeah, it's a really good book.
Okay, cool. Yeah, it's not too long looking, so hopefully.
Nah, start to finish,
Okay.
it's super entertaining.
Cool. Okay. Yeah, looking forward to that then. Nice. All right. So next is 泳ぐことが好き?
I don't know what that means.
Yeah, 泳ぐ is that one.
Oh, yogu. Don't tell me it's to swim. Do I like to swim?
That's right.
Daisuki.
大好き. Okay, cool. All right, nice. Next one, this one might take a little interpretation. This is ポップスを聞くことが好き? ポップスを聞くことが好き?
Do I like pop songs?
Yeah, that's right. So you like listening to pop music?
Daisuki.
大好き. あ、そう。Nice. 大好き. Who do you like listening to?
Rihanna.
Okay. Rihanna. I think so. Yeah. When we learned how to list the things, right, in the hobbies, it's like, right, such as, like, so if you say like Rihanna Toka, kind of like implies, oh, I like people like Rihanna, or
Drake.
yeah, that's how it kind of goes.
Rihanna.
Okay.
Drake. Toko.
Doreko.
Draco.
Yeah.
That's tight.
Hopefully longer, yeah. Yeah. Right. Okay, Doreiku. Right. Yeah, Rihanna's not too. Rihanna. Okay, cool. Yeah, they'll likely, like some people likely know them, but it's true. In Japan, the more popular ones are like Ariana Grande, Taylor Swift, Justin Bieber. Those are probably the biggest ones that they know from like Western artists.
Gotcha.
All right, cool. But yeah, I think definitely worth saying, because I mean they're huge. Rihanna, right? Right. Next question I have is お酒を飲むことが好き?
Do I like to drink alcohol?
That's right.
Mama.
Okay.
I stopped drinking recently.
Oh, okay.
Or trying to, more so.
Right. Okay. Yeah, makes sense. All right. Okay. The last one I put here is ハイキングすることが好き?
Ski.
Ski. Okay. You like hiking. Okay, cool. 大丈夫?
大丈夫.
All right, nice.
どうも.
So,もちろん, of course. All right, so now your turn to think of questions in this style that you can ask me. If there's any of these that you'd want to ask the same one, no problem. Or if you want to kind of tweak them a bit.
Yes, I got some for you.
Okay.
Oh wait, hold on. It's Snowbodu or Snowbodu
guess in that one, you don't need to say it. If you want to, you can add suru koto. So that's like going snowboarding. That's kind of like what it is. Yeah.
What does suru mean?
Yeah, suru, we can kind of translate as to do, but it's actually like more open-ended, more flexible than we do. So like you can use it for almost any sport, right? So you could say snowboard o suru, skate o suru, hiking suru, yeah, almost any of them, right? So usually in English we wouldn't say like I do snowboarding, but that's kind of what suru is usually translated as. Yeah.
Gotcha.
It can also be translated as like play, right? Because it's like tenisu o suru. In English, you usually say play tennis, but yeah, that's just what they use. They use suru for a whole bunch of things. Yeah, so that's why it's like, yeah, to do, but it's really even more than that.
So it's like an action word more so.
Yeah, it's kind of just a general action word.
All right, I'll just put this in here. Like that? To do or action or something?
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
Alright.
Yeah. So you could just ask snowboard ga suki. That would be like, do you like snowboarding? If you say snowboard o suru koto ga suki, that's like, do you like going snowboarding? It's just kind of adding that little thing, but it doesn't really change the meaning. Yeah. All right. Yeah. So if you want to ask either
Gotcha.
pattern.
Estufe iga suru gaski.
Oh, so in this case, right, you'd say like reading, right? That one is more specific. Do you like reading? Right? Is that what you were saying?
I was trying to
Reading
say
science
watching.
fiction. Oh, watching. Okay, so SF. Oh, okay. So what was it for watching?
So suru?
Not suru, because that'd be like I'm doing or playing science fiction. What is it for watching? What was to watch?
Miru. Esu fo miru gaski.
Yeah, well, miru. And this one is a case, you know. Do you like watching?
So you don't need the suru in there?
Not in this case, yeah. So suru is going to be the action word in a lot of cases, but in this case, you specifically need watching, right? So you only do one or the other. It's either do you do this thing or do you watch this thing, right? You'll change the action word depending. Suru is used in a whole bunch of stuff, but yeah, it can't be everything.
Okay.
Yeah, unfortunately, not everything.
I'm gonna just review that part and I'll go over it. Then if I have any questions next time.
Sure. Yeah. Yeah. Like if you don't know what the action word is, in like a specific case, suru is pretty safe to put in. Like they'll kind of get what you're meaning, but yeah, it's not like every single case.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
Last one is Sagi o nomu gaski.
Okay, yeah. So actually, I want to check both of these, right? So you're trying to say, do I like drinking alcohol, right?
Yeah.
Is that right? Yeah. So what do we need to add in order to change it from drink? Nomu by itself is just drink. How do we change it into drinking?
Koto.
That's right. Yes. So all together.
Saki o nomu koro gaski.
Good. So sake o nomu koto ga suki. For that one, I'll have to say amari suki janai. Amari suki janai. And I just don't like the taste achi. I don't know. I just can tell right away. I don't really like it.
Gotcha.
All right. Yeah, some are okay. More like the Asian alcohols are usually okay. So like actual osake is mostly okay. Like the Korean drinks and stuff. But like biru, suki janai. Wine, suki janai. Yeah, I don't know why.
I can dig that. I can feel that. Is Japanese only spoken in Japan?
Um, yeah, it's not spoken in many other places. Like in Hawaii, there are a lot of Japanese tourists or Japanese people of Japanese descent. So they do use Japanese in Hawaii. Um, yeah, but as far as like another country, no, it'd be more like there's Japan towns in some places. You can kind of find
Gotcha.
it. Oh, actually, there is one more case. That's kind of a funny case. When I visited Korea, right? Of course, if you know Korean, that's the best. But Japanese is second best to know.
Okay.
They are better with Japanese than English. Yeah.
Oh,
So I ended up using
great.
some Japanese there. Yeah.
Great. That's actually what I was more so directing
Oh,
it
okay.
to because I want to go from Japan to Korea to Thailand.
Oh, okay. Cool. Yeah.
So that works.
Yeah. Yeah. So like tourist wise, I think they're most adjusted to Japanese people. So if you can use some Japanese, yeah, it's probably easier than
Cool.
English.
Cool. Is
Nice.
are there any like Japanese communities in Arizona?
Not a large one. I do go to some events. They'll sometimes hold events like Japanese festival. Um, they actually had like an event just this last weekend
Oh
that was
wow.
like a summer festival thing. Yeah, but it's not like a huge community. It's just like they say that there's an event and then yeah, just kind of see who shows up.
If when next time you get the invitation or the listing of the events, if possible, you can send it over. Mind sending it over?
Sure, yeah. Can let you know.
I'll just
All
join
right, nice.
Facebook or something. Thank you.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
Domo.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, of course. Oh, one more thing, just yeah, last thing is to change the do you like watching sci-fi? Just to make sure we have the watching part.
Esufi muru miru. Oh, esufu
So,
o miru koto ga suki.
good. And hi, ski. Nice ski. All right.
Are you
All
like
right, so good.
sci-fi?
Yeah, I like sci-fi. Yeah, I
That's
think
dope.
sci-fi. Yeah, my husband too. So that's something we have in common.
That's dope.
Yeah. Domo. Thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Cool. Yes, that is our time for today. Any last questions? Things you'd like me to keep in mind for future lessons?
No, ma'am. What I'll just do, I'll just review this, and then if I have any questions, I'll jot them down. One,
Okay, perfect.
if we could possibly pick up one more lesson, maybe on like Saturday or Sunday. I wrote some stuff down, and I want to just do a full review, and then
Okay.
you can just tell me how to say it, and then that way I can make a video with everything just as a compilation.
I see. Okay. Yeah. I don't know about every Saturday, but
No.
mostly Saturday
No, no,
mornings I should be okay.
just one day, like either a
Oh,
Saturday
okay.
or a Sunday. Either if we can do it this week, I just need one review
Oh, okay.
because we just did so much information. I just want it to be like a consistent like flow video, so I can just play it all day.
Oh, okay. Oh, I see. Okay. Yeah, I think this Saturday should be fine. At this point, I don't think there's anything. Yeah.
If not,
So we can
Sunday will work too.
do
So
that.
whenever your schedule is available, just let me know.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you.
All right,
Right,
thank you
sounds
so
good.
much.
Keep in touch. See you on Thursday.
Yes, ja matane.
Okay. Stop. またね.
Killed it. I'm out big. Movies. This shit is already there. Damn. fuck did they do that? Shh, bitch, I was talking about her husband. I heard you the first time, bitch. Hey, hey. That's exactly how my that's exactly how my fucking shit look. My shit look the exact same way. That's hilarious. How is it already in there? I don't get it. What the fuck is that noise? Oh shit, what is going on? What the hell? Oh man, that's some bullshit. Chop. My time, Nick. What the fuck is wrong with this motherfucker? The hell is going on? Okay. Nigga. Fuck. 1 second. So it'd be Ase. Asa.
Close. Asaga. Asa, which means morning.
Asa. Morning. Osaki.
Close, yeah. Osa.
What the hell is he cooking? Is somebody in the room? Okay. Osaki.
Okay, good. Good. Osake. So O there is just as a polite thing. This is a word for sake, as in alcohol.
Gotcha.
Remember, or I should say for us, sake is Japanese alcohol, but for them, sake is actually any type of alcohol. Like the assumption would be the Japanese alcohol, but you can also call biru, sake, wine, sake, technically in
Okay.
Japanese.
Okay, cool. This next one is Ashi.
There is ashi. So ashi covers it could be your foot, feet, leg, or legs. They don't make any distinction between them. It's also foot or leg. Yeah. So for Japanese people, they say I hurt my ashi. When they try to say it in English, they might get a little confused. But they use the same word for both.
Gotcha, gotcha. is talking
about. I retired my wife, Brooke, so she could be a full-time mom using private trading networks. You want to know how?
I made a $200,000 investment, and in 90 days, we've made $52,000. Where else are you making 25% a quarter?
I made about 47.5. That's net.
The returns are actually insane if you realize like what normal returns are like. It's really insane. It's insane.
10K a month, consistent, exactly consistent. There's no guarantee, but it's been guaranteeing, and this is better than any other passive form that I've.
So I think that will probably be the most important thing. And I think there's nervousness going into it, right? We did get a softer print. There are some signs in the recent data that suggest that maybe the Hurricane Beryl was affecting those numbers. So there could be some kind of
much debate about that.
Yeah, there really is.
What am I supposed to think about the hurricane?
Exactly.
Yeah.
And so I think that'll just provide a very much an upside catalyst in terms of the market as well. And then we head into conference season as it relates to the micro in September. So that'll be important following that as well.
So Abby, talk to us more specifically, I guess, where you're seeing those investment opportunities right now. We talked a lot about the wider breadth. We talked about the fact that we're seeing these names participate. That hasn't necessarily been the case when you look back over the last 12 to 18 months. So where do you see that leadership coming from?
Yeah, so I mean, our favorite sectors are tech still, but we also have industrials and healthcare, both of which have lagged. Healthcare in particular, thinking about it since the end of 2022, it's been just a massive laggard. It was a winner in 2022, and then I think it was this view like, where can I take profits and put them in areas that had underperformed? And that was really this rotation out of healthcare into tech, in our view. And ever since then, really underperformed. And then you've seen these bouts of performance or outperformance in terms of healthcare. The first being, the softer CPI print in early July that was like everything participated. And then actually after the payroll report, you saw healthcare outperform because there was this gravitation towards defensive sectors. And now it's underperforming again because you're seeing this widening in breadth and kind of like more of a cyclical tilt. So that I think remains one of our favored sectors. And I think a lot of the pushback is like, what about this election and the policy? And we did get some clarity around Kamala's policies as it relates to her, what she would like to do in terms of healthcare. And similar to Donald Trump, it's not anything we don't know. And I think a lot of the policy has already been enacted in the IRA and the price negotiations, which we had a headline last week on. So that to us, we think maybe there's some hesitation on owning it into the election, but still a very attractive long-term hold given the underperformance.
Abby, it's never enough time with you. Thank you so much for joining us and bringing us your great insights as always.
For having me.
Appreciate it. Abby Yoder, JP Morgan, Private Bank U.S. Equity Strategist. Thanks so much. Now coming up, economic focus front and center at this week's Democratic National Convention. We'll break down some of the policies when we come back.
I wish we could watch the college football games we actually care about.
You can on ESPN with Sling. Follow me.
I love this.
Prepay and save with Season Pass and get the college football you care about. Sling lets you do that.
Higher shipping rates may be the cost of doing business, but at what cost?
Turn shipping to your advantage with low-cost ground shipping from the United States Postal Service.
Life's better when your stuff is protected under our roof.
Cute.
The pineal gland has tiny little cilia, hair-like extensions all around it. When you hold your breath and you finally let your breath out and you allow that cerebrospinal fluid to accelerate, the acceleration of that cerebrospinal fluid begins to stimulate and tickle those little cilia. And as it begins to become stimulated, the pineal gland begins to release very sacred chemicals. And when you apply a mechanical stress and you begin to compress those crystals, the compression of those crystals begins to produce an external electromagnetic field. And now the brain goes into a super conscious, super aware state. And the brainwave patterns that are created are called gamma brainwave patterns. And gamma brainwave patterns
Democratic National Convention kicking off last night, culminating in an almost 1 hour long speech from President Biden. He laid out his case for passing the torch to Vice President Harris in the speech. And this comes as the Harris campaign rolls out its first set of policy proposals, all centered around the economy. That includes housing stimulus for first-time home buyers, a child tax credit, and an effort to crack down on price gouging. Here to discuss, we've got Ben Harris with the Brookings Institution. He is also former Assistant Secretary of the Treasury for Economic Policy. Ben, thanks so much for being here. I just ran through some of those policies, but I want to start on the housing policy in particular because it does mirror policy we've seen before that hits on demand instead of supply, right? We saw that during COVID with this stimulus that then fueled inflation. From a policy perspective, how do you prevent a housing credit like that from fueling higher home prices moving forward?
So I should say from the outset, when I look at Kamala Harris's housing plan, I think two characteristics stand out. The first of which is it's really, when you look at the entirety of the plan, it's really a plan to expand housing supply with this one other tax credit targeted narrowly at first-time home buyers who don't have enough for a down payment. But this is really a supply plan. If you want to look at the dollars, I've seen scores that put her housing supply expansion at around $100 billion. The first-time homebuyer tax credit, it hasn't been scored yet, but it'd probably be in the tens of billions, nowhere near the $100 billion cost for the expansion. She's really doubling down on the Biden administration approach that just simply wants to build more houses and wants to collaborate with the private sector to do that. There is, I think, legitimate concern around something like the first-time homebuyer tax credit potentially being too stimulative. But in the context of the broader housing market, I think we're talking about a very minor uptick in stimulus, a very minor uptick in demand. The real impact will be on those subset of homeowners who are, filing a house for the first time.
Now, I take that point and also the point you made about part of the plan including an addition of 3 million homes throughout the country. I'm just curious, though, about the ramp up of that, right? Because it would obviously take time for that supply to be fueled and time for those 3 million homes to be built. Do you think there's a potential challenge with that disconnect in terms of demand spiking right away versus the time it's going to take for that supply change to unfold?
Yeah, it's a very reasonable question. I think the $3 million figure that the vice president cited was aspirational. It probably wasn't a guarantee. A lot of that would be implemented through the low-income housing tax credit, which does take time to ramp up. But I think if you're talking about an expanded low-income housing tax credit towards the middle part of her term.
Ben, I want to switch gears a little bit and focus in on price gouging because that really seems to be causing outrage. I mean, it's the front page across so many of the papers here over the last several days. And there's been some pushback here just in terms of the fact that it has been slammed for potentially instituting those harmful price controls. I've been reading economists' reaction to it, and they seem split on this. I'm curious where you stand on this issue.
So I think that this policy has been misinterpreted. Sometimes I think it's been somewhat maliciously misinterpreted. Look, she never said that the government should choose prices for companies. I mean, that's just not how markets work. It's not like she's saying, yeah, the FTC should step in and say Cheerios can be $5, but not $6. My interpretation of her plan, and my expectation is the campaign will clarify this in the weeks ahead, was simply to take laws that are already in place at 40 out of 50 states, anti-price gouging laws, which have been in place in states across the country, and extend that to the federal level. And those laws basically say that in the midst of a supply disruption or in the midst of some sort of emergency, corporations can't raise prices by some extreme amount. And usually there's some sort of release valve for corporations that are experiencing supply shocks in their inputs as well. So it's not hard and fast. But in general, this is not, my interpretation is that it's not about the government picking and choosing prices. It's nothing like that. It's more about just taking these state laws and extending it to the federal level.
So then, Ben, I guess because there has been some pushback as to how realistic this is, whether or not this could be something that's instituted, but it sounds like, at least from your interpretation, that would point to the fact that this could be something that would be instituted, I guess, to some degree.
Yeah, I mean, you could imagine, it would have to be instituted by Congress. Control of the House and the White House by Democrats to to see this, but I think that if it were instituted, my sense is that it would only apply in circumstances of extreme supply disruptions like we saw during COVID, where there actually were at the federal level certain similar provisions put in place around medicine and medical supplies and price gouging. So I don't think it would necessarily be extended to normal times. My sense is it wouldn't have a huge bite. And again, it would just look like what states have already done with their laws on the books.
Yeah, and then you had her economic policy advisor this morning saying it would really only apply to emergency situations that come in the form of natural disasters. So I think it points to a lot of confusion around the transparency and the details of the policy, which hopefully we will continue to learn more about. But I do want to end by switching gears a bit and asking you about the corporate tax rate, which is of course a key issue for Wall Street and investors. What is a good corporate tax rate for the country?
Well, I think a corporate tax rate is one which is not overly distortionary, which still allows U.S. corporations to be competitive on the global stage, but raises sufficient revenues to pay for pro-growth investments here at home. The 28% rate was seen as a bit of a compromise in the 2020 Biden platform. It was 7 percentage points lower than the 35% rate, which we've had for most of my lifetime, but was again 7 percentage points higher than the sharp cut that was put in place by Republicans in Congress in 2017. So to me, it feels like a bit of a compromise. It's a reasonable place to be. It raises about $1 trillion over 10 years, which is important given our debt trajectory. So it's not just about raising it to 28% for the sake of raising the rate, but it's about raising the rate in order to get more revenue to pay for other important investments.
But should there be more talk, I guess, from the Democratic side of things, a higher corporate tax rate that would help offset some of the initiatives that Vice President Harris has laid out? But both candidates haven't seemed and have not, at least to my knowledge, really addressed the nation's deficit. And there's been a lot of criticism about why that should be front and center here and why that's so important here for the longer term. I'm curious just your perspective on whether or not that should be an issue of greater focus and why it hasn't been.
Yeah, so I worry a lot about the deficit as an economist who studies markets. I worry a lot about rising government debt. I think that the financial sector only plays the role of referee. And when the financial sector decides that government debt is too high, I think the outcome will be fairly troublesome. That being said, I do think that Joe Biden, I'm saying this obviously as a former Biden economic advisor, I spent 6 years advising on economics, I don't think he gets enough credit for taking aim at the deficit. So for example, the signature piece of legislation that came out of the Biden administration was the Inflation Reduction Act, which actually lowered the deficit by over $200 billion. And you want to contrast that to the Trump plan, which was this massive tax cut passed in 2017 that increased the deficit by $2 trillion. Now, both were done outside of recession when the U.S. economy was growing, but I see those as kind of differences in value judgments. So should we worry about it? Absolutely. I think if the debt continues to grow, at some point, I don't know when, it'll become a major problem. But I don't think that Joe Biden gets enough credit for being fiscally responsible, particularly with the signature pieces of legislation.
All right, Ben Harris, Brookings Institution's Vice President and Director of Economic Studies. Thanks so much for joining us here this morning. Coming up, we're going to take a look at some of the stories that are trending right now. That's after the break. Stick with us.